Welcome to Money Traps, where we unravel the hidden financial dangers that even the most successful can fall into. In today's documentary, we'll take a closer look at the high-stakes world of NBA athletes, from the dream of glory to the cold reality of financial pitfalls. We'll explore how the pursuit of fame and fortune can sometimes lead to devastating financial consequences, and how anyone can avoid falling into the same traps. If you're ready to learn how to protect yourself from these unseen dangers, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and hit that thumbs up to support the channel. Share this documentary with your friends, and leave a comment below telling us what you think. Don't miss out. This is one story that could change the way you view money. The gym echoes with the rhythmic bounce of a basketball. A young athlete, no older than 18, dribbles fiercely under the bright lights. Sweat drips down his face as he races across the court, his heart pounding with the dream of one day wearing that coveted NBA jersey. The sound of the ball hitting the hardwood is like a countdown, each bounce bringing him closer to the moment when his name will be called in the draft. He imagines the roar of the crowd, the flashing cameras, the endorsement deals, the life he's always wanted. It's the dream every kid has when they pick up a ball, the dream that gets them up before dawn, practicing shot after shot, running drill after drill. The grind is relentless, but in his eyes, it's all worth it. But what he doesn't see, what no one talks about, is the hidden cost of this dream. The moment he steps onto that court for his first game, the moment the world starts watching, everything changes. The pressure mounts. The stakes get higher. And the dream of glory can quickly turn into a financial nightmare. It's not just about the game anymore. It's about managing a life you're not ready for, handling the money, the fame, and the constant pressure to stay on top. This is just the beginning, and the traps are already being set. The sound of the car's engine hums like a distant promise, and the sleek, polished exterior catches the light of the sunset, gleaming with every mile. Inside, the athlete leans back, feeling the weight of success settle in his bones. His phone screen lights up with 1,000 messages, each one a reminder that he's no longer just a player, but a brand. A king. A symbol of ambition made real. He glances out of the window, the cityscape sprawling beneath him, endless and bright, like the future he's always dreamed of. The scene shifts abruptly to the mansion. The front doors open, and he steps into a world of decadence. Every corner of the house gleams with gold accents, pristine marble floors, and walls adorned with abstract art worth more than most people's yearly salaries. A chandelier above him catches the light, casting prismatic colors that dance across the room. It's everything he's imagined and more, a world designed to reflect power, to show that he's arrived. And then there's the party. The music thumps like a pulse, a beat that syncs with his own. Bottles of champagne pop like fireworks, their golden liquid flowing freely. His friends surround him, the laughter, the chatter, the flashing cameras, all adoring his success. His brand new shoes glisten beneath the soft, warm glow of the candles. Everything is perfect. Everyone wants a piece of him. The world is watching, and they see only the shine. But in the corner of the room, something shifts. A quiet whisper of doubt. It's easy to get caught up in the dazzle of it all. The luxury, the fame, the fleeting thrill of being the center of it all. But with each sip of champagne, each new car, each new suit, the price is steep. The house, the car, the endless spending, they're all traps, designed to keep him locked in a cycle of wanting more. He's never satisfied, always looking for the next high, the next validation, the next big thing. As he watches his reflection in the window, the man he has become, something gnaws at him. The world may see him as the ultimate success story, but deep inside, he wonders, am I chasing a dream, or is this just the beginning of my downfall? The camera fades in on a lavish office, where sunlight streams through floor-to-ceiling windows, casting long shadows across a polished desk. The young athlete sits across from his agent, a man in a sharp suit, smooth words spilling from his lips like honey. His promises are golden. This is the deal that will set you up for life. he says, holding up a thick stack of papers. The athlete listens intently, the excitement and uncertainty bubbling in his chest. This is the moment that could change everything. But beneath the smiles and the perfectly placed handshakes lies the fine print. The agent's smile falters for just a fraction of a second, a quick glance at the papers before his words continue, seamlessly weaving a narrative of success. You need to sign this now if you want the endorsements rolling in, he insists. The market is ripe, and you're going to make it big. The athlete's hand hovers over the contract, his heart racing. A sense of unease starts to creep in, but it's drowned out by the roar of his ambition, the desperate desire to trust, to make this dream permanent. I've worked my whole life for this, he thinks. I can't afford to miss this chance. Cut to a scene of him signing the contract. His hand shakes slightly as the ink meets the paper, but he doesn't notice. The agent is already grinning, shaking his hand firmly, his words like a drumbeat in the athlete's ears. You've made the right choice. You're going to be rich. But as the ink dries, something irreversible begins to happen. The camera zooms in on the athlete's face, now clouded with a quiet realization. This wasn't just a game of basketball. This was a game of numbers, of deals, and of people taking advantage of a young man's trust. A flash forward shows the athlete now in a hotel room, alone. The phone rings, his agent's name lights up the screen. The athlete hesitates before answering, knowing the call is coming about another big deal. But the contracts he signed are already taking a toll. The endorsement deals, the investments, the endless promises that never quite deliver. He's already burned through more money than he realized, and the weight of it all is suffocating. Tears well up in his eyes. How did it get this far? How did I let myself fall for this? The dream he had once chased so fervently now feels like a trap, a cage that's slowly closing in on him. Was this ever mine? The agent's voice crackles through the phone, oblivious to the weight settling on the athlete's chest. You're going to be fine, he says, but the words fall flat. The athlete's hand trembles, the weight of his choices, of his naivety, sinking deeper with each breath. His dreams of success, once so vivid, now seem distant, tainted by the people he trusted most. The camera lingers on his tear-streaked face. His future, once so full of promise, now feels uncertain. The last image is of him looking out of the window, the city lights blurring beneath the mist of his tears, lost in a world that no longer feels like his. The arena is electric, the crowds roar vibrating through the court, but on the hardwood, the young athlete is focused, laser-focused. It's Game 7, the final moment, and his team is on the brink of history. He's a heartbeat away from making a play that will seal his legacy. The ball is passed to him, and for a split second, time stands still. He fakes left, spins right, and leaps for a dunk that will take them to the championship. But then, disaster strikes. His knee buckles, the sound of it like a sickening crack that echoes through the arena. The crowd falls silent in an instant. He lands hard, crumpling to the floor in agony, his hands clutching at his leg, eyes wide with disbelief. The pain surges through him, not just physical pain, but the crushing realization of what this injury means. His future, his career, his dreams, all flash before his eyes. The camera zooms in on his face, tears welling up as he tries to push through, but the damage is already done. Trainers rush onto the court, pulling him off, his body limp, his career in jeopardy. The scene shifts from the bright lights of the stadium to a sterile, white hospital room, where the athlete lies in a bed, his knee wrapped in a brace. His eyes, once full of ambition, now stare at the ceiling in hopelessness. The beeping of the machines is deafening in the silence. The team's doctor enters, giving him the news that will shatter his world. You're done. It's a career-ending injury. For a moment, the world seems to stop spinning. Everything he worked for, everything he sacrificed, is slipping away with every passing second. His mind races, the endorsements, the contracts, the sponsorship deals, all tied to his performance, all dependent on his health. Without the game, without his body, what is he? What's left? Cut to a flashback of him signing multi-million-dollar endorsement deals, the glimmer of the cameras flashing, his agent smiling in the background. "You'll be set for life." The words echo in his mind. But now, he's no longer the star of the court. He's just another former athlete trying to hold on to a life that was never meant to last. The camera shifts to show his phone ringing, the agent's name flashing on the screen. He doesn't answer. Instead, the athlete stares at the wall, replaying every moment he spent living lavishly, buying cars, houses, and clothes, every decision made without realizing how fragile it all was. With no game, no endorsements, no fame, the bills keep coming, the lifestyle keeps demanding, but the money is running out. His bank account is emptying. Investments he made on the advice of his team are crumbling. The mansion is no longer a home, but a financial anchor dragging him deeper into debt. And worst of all, there's no way to turn back. No way to undo the years of reckless spending, no way to fix the deals that tied his fate to the fleeting nature of professional sports. The camera pulls back, showing the athlete sitting in his empty mansion, surrounded by unopened boxes, a silent reflection of his fall from grace. His face is weary, his eyes hollow with regret. The promises of easy money, the fantasy of everlasting glory, are now just bitter memories. This isn't just about losing a game. It's about losing everything. His career, his financial security, his future. The athlete looks down at his phone once more, finally answering the call from his agent, but his voice is hollow, resigned. "It's too late," he whispers. "It's all too late." The camera lingers on him as the screen fades to black. The dream is over. And so is the money. The athlete sits on the edge of a worn-out couch in a modest apartment, staring blankly at his old NBA jersey hanging on the wall. The trophies, the accolades, they all feel like someone else's life now. The money he once had slips through his fingers like sand. His phone buzzes with a notification, another bill. Another reminder of how far he's fallen. He picks up the phone, scrolling through his social media feed, seeing his former teammates posting about their new contracts, their new endorsements, their new life. His heart sinks. The world has moved on, and he's still stuck in the past, struggling to make ends meet. The doorbell rings. It's the landlord, standing there with a final notice. The athlete looks at the man, then back at the pile of unopened letters on the table. He nods, his voice barely above a whisper, "I'll be out by the end of the week." The door closes. He stands in silence, the weight of the moment sinking in. The dream, the fame, the fortune, all gone. But there's still a spark in his eyes, a faint glimmer of hope. He doesn't know where he'll go from here, but one thing is clear, the fight isn't over. Not yet. The camera pulls away, leaving him alone, with only the haunting echo of his past success. As we've seen today, the dream of making it big in the NBA can be both a blessing and a curse. For some, it's a life of wealth and fame, but for too many, it's a dangerous financial trap that comes crashing down far too soon. The journey doesn't end with the last game played or the final contract signed. It's a reminder that financial literacy is just as important as physical skill. If this documentary made you rethink the way we view success and money, drop a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future stories that expose the real cost of fame and fortune. Let's continue the conversation in the comments. Have you seen athletes make these same mistakes? What other traps do you think people fall into when they suddenly come into money? Share your thoughts below.